Hello, everybody. Zongets134 here.
And as always, I'm Average Joe Squad.
And welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and are filled with glorious purpose. Yeah.
Taking a break from Captain America month to give you guys our thoughts on the finale of the first season of Loki, which was confirmed for a second season in case you guys haven't been keeping up.
Yeah. I also apologize. It's coming out a little late. Like I said, we recorded this after actually the Captain America reviews because we were going to try and film all three at once.
Because we've done that. We've done days where we've just done marathon filming.
But
which I think the last time we did that, I was falling asleep in the last video.
Yeah, I was when we were doing Dread.
Oh man, I was out that day.
No,
that was bad.
Yeah. Then we were filming these at night after work, so
and it was just fucking raining the whole time.
I worry that it's raining right now, but it's not nearly as heavy as it was in the cat videos where it was I'm so worried when we play them up.
I took a look at them. It's not bad.
Oh really? Okay.
I mean, there's a little bit of thudding here and there, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, we do what we can when we film from a fucking car.
I mean, this is guerrilla filming at its fucking finest.
I mean, the only way it could have been worse is if we filmed it in the shed. Could you imagine us filming in the shed?
Oh my fucking god!
It would sound like we were in Tin Pan Alley. God damn.
Making it sound like it's a fucking old Edison phonograph or some shit.
Oh, it probably would have. Oh my god.
With the fucking horn on the top and shit.
But anyway, so yeah. Loki season 1, it finally ended. Now I know you the last couple of times we did this, we went episode by episode. Here's the thing about Loki.
If you want us to explain this shit, we're gonna be here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
The best advice we're gonna give you, watch the show.
Yeah. The other thing is unlike WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier, where they actually feel like separate episodes,
this felt like a movie.
Yeah, this felt like a 6-hour movie. It really felt like it was just one long movie. The splits, you almost wouldn't need them. If you cut these together, it really could be a fucking film.
Yeah, the way they edited it, it's really seamless, honestly.
Like I said, that's not really a complaint. It's just I can't really remember each episode.
It makes it hard to break them down episode by episode because it just it all feels like the same.
Yeah,
I watched a movie.
Yeah, so we're just gonna give you
our overall thoughts.
Before we really get into spoilers, though, I will admit I really liked it. I don't think I liked it more than WandaVision, which is my second favorite because Falcon and Winter Soldier was obviously my favorite of these three so far because. Well, I like Falcon, I like Winter Soldier, and I'm a Cap guy.
Yeah.
So that one's definitely the top. I don't think this is solidly third for me, mainly because I feel like in parts it doesn't feel like it's Loki's show, and it feels more like the new characters we got for this show, particularly Sylvie, the female Loki variant. But it was still really sorry. It was still really good. My fucking allergies making me fucking.
The episode gets progressively more phlegm-filled as it goes on.
Yeah, that's why I got
that was me last night a couple times because I was having the same problem.
My God, I apologize for that. But yeah, I do think it's good. I'm probably gonna rate it about a 7 out of 10 for me. I think Tom Hiddleston's performance is great. It's just it feels like this is more of the news characters and also just set up for more of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and the later Ant-Man and Ant-Man movie, which we'll explain as we get to talking about the plot.
Yeah. So I went into this. I definitely think that it took me a little longer to get into this show than it did the other two. I remember that was really my chief complaint after I watched the first one, because I think I told you that night because I texted you that I was like, I like it, but. The first episode especially I was like, I've already seen everything they're fucking talking about. And I hate when stuff does that. I'm like, I don't need a recap. I watched all the movies.
Yeah.
I don't need this. But I even at that point I was saying, I like it. I wasn't really knocked out by the first episode, but I think it's going to get better. I just got to keep with it and get to the end. I think it's going to pick up.
Yeah.
Which it did. I really didn't like it as much as WandaVision or Falcon Winter Soldier, but it was still really solid, and I enjoyed it. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 because it's behind. WandaVision was honestly my favorite of the three, so you and I are kind of. I mean, we kind of flip-flop.
But to be fair, that's more because of our personal preferences and the characters.
Yeah.
I still loved WandaVision. if it weren't for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'd probably say WandaVision was number one because that plot was fucking really good.
No, it really was. Like I said, I just find it amusing that like our picks over here were like vice versa basically. But
I mean, yeah,
I really liked it. Like I said, I'm glad I stuck with it because it definitely did pick up, which I was happy about.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying with that first episode. It was like that.
Like
it was just kind of slow to get going.
The fact that like we had to sit through the fucking end scene of that scene in Endgame again. I'm like, I saw Endgame. I already know. No one's gonna go into this movie not watching Endgame. Like, I'm sorry, like these MCU TV shows, no one's going into these.
Who the hell's watching this and hasn't at least seen the other movies, or at the very least doesn't know what's going on?
Like, I could have forgiven that for like WandaVision because Wanda's story
is kind of convoluted a little.
Convoluted, and also like probably not nearly as many people know, or and I hate saying this, care. And I don't mean that like just like
it definitely makes sense.
Like, because Wanda's
whereas Loki was really like a fan favorite.
Yeah,
character.
I mean,
he's been a fan favorite since the beginning.
I mean, my God, half a Tumblr masturbates to Tom Hiddleston.
You're not wrong.
Like, that's not even me being rude. It's just
that's the fact.
Am I wrong? You gonna tell me I'm wrong, bro?
Get educated.
Get educated. But you know, like. And again, like that scene where with Loki and the Tesseract escaping from the events of Avengers 1 and Endgame, that was like one of the most remembered scenes of that film.
Yeah, so like I wasn't a fan of that. I get why they did it, and in hindsight, it works.
Yeah,
but
it does.
When I went into it right off the bat, being like, okay, a new Marvel show, I'm probably not going to enjoy this as much as the other two. I already had that thought coming in off the bat because I'm not really a Loki guy. I'm not really a Thor guy either. So I went into this being like, okay, not really my cup of tea, but hey, Marvel, I got to watch it. I'm probably going to enjoy it. I'm probably just not going to like it as much as the other two. And then, like I said, that first episode was just so slow. But then once we got to like the middle of the episode, it picked the fuck up. And I was hooked
especially because like,
point.
one of the other things for that first episode, like the fact that we had to see him go through every single fucking step of the TVA. I'm like, you could have fucking trimmed some of that. Like, we could have actually got more plot than just him fucking around in the TVA. Like, I mean, granted, I enjoyed the shit with Mobius, but like, my God, every single, like, we had to watch him walk like every single line in that. And I get it. It's be like, bureaucracy, derp-a-derp-a-derp. I'm like, yeah, but I've seen like the episode of Futurama where they go to the bureaucratic offices to get Bender's brain back. Like, I've seen these jokes before. Not like, and also like it doesn't really have like this. I'm also not a big fan of the whole painting Loki's existence as a variant to be evil. When, again, I actually kind of agree with Loki about like, so it's okay when the Avengers do it just because they created a stable time loop, but like Loki doing what he does, like especially because it was 2012 Loki when he stole that Tesseract. Yeah. Who the fuck didn't think he would do that? That's just Loki doing what he does.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was a plot hole, or at least I was like, that's rather convenient.
I mean, granted, like as the show went on, I realized that the TVA is corrupt as fuck, and also like there's so much smoke being blown up your ass. Like, eventually, I kind of got tired of trying to piece it together, and I just kind of watched the show, which that a little bit's on me, but that's mostly just because like
we're so used to overanalyzing everything.
Yeah. But then, like,
we can't even trust the trailers anymore, or like the sneak peeks for the films anymore.
But like, I will admit, I think I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think once we hit the second episode, I think this is where the show really got good. Yeah. Especially like when they started establishing the friendship between Mobius and Loki.
Yeah, once they got all the exposition off the bat and just kind of dove in, I was like, okay, this is more like it. This got me hooked.
Yeah, I will admit, I also as much as I enjoyed Sylvie. That's that third episode where it's just them on that fucking train, like train talking. I'm like, oh my God, is this gonna be the whole episode? Is just them on this fucking train?
See, I liked that episode because
I mean, I did. I like things about it, but like at the same time, I'm like,
because with me, and I'm gonna paraphrase a Facebook comment I saw because I think this is a great point, and we've already dived into spoilers, so I'm just gonna. This got brought up in regards to the finale. Where there were people mad. They're like, well, there was no big whole episode long climactic
which is
fight.
weird because I actually did like that episode. That I didn't mind.
With me, I'm just like, I liked how I feel like the show had a really good balance of dialogue-heavy episodes, and then a little having some action sprinkled in here and there.
For me, it was more just because it it's gonna be hard for me to explain. I like things about the train episode. At the same time,
you felt it dragged.
Because I'm like, this apocalypse where like a moon's gonna crash into the planet. We gonna get there at some point. The fact that we don't see the TVA for most of the episode, despite the fact that like it's a big deal that they escaped. And also not only that, the fact that we don't see at all most of what happened to fix, like when the TV, like literally when Sylvie bombed the timeline and caused all those divergence. I mean, granted, like I do assume that like they were able to fix it, but like I was like, so we're not even gonna see any of like the random like divergence or anything like that. Like, I guess part of it was I was just kind of disappointed we didn't get a little bit more like time travel and like multiverse shenanigans.
Well, I wonder how much COVID was.
No, that's fair too. That's a fair. But like for me, it was more just like we had this amazing like end of episode 2 where like where Sylvie bombs the TVA like by like throwing all those reset things and it causes all these splits and I'm like, shit, what's gonna happen? And then most of it's them on the train, which again, I do think I do think that the conversations are good. It's more just I'm like, but what's going on there? But you do bring up a good point about COVID. I never thought about that, but
yeah, and just like I said, I liked it because it was a mix up on the formula.
It's fair. To be fair, I did enjoy that scene where like it shows how both Lokis do things differently. That was kind of cool. And I did, like I said, I did enjoy the conversations. It's just, as I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like, man, we could have actually gotten at least a little bit, like maybe not a lot, but we could have gotten something. Because like, I guess partially because I was like, oh, we're going to be doing like time travel stuff. And I was just like, oh, okay. Perhaps maybe I just expected a little bit something different.
No, and that's totally fair. Like, so at the end of the day, these are all opinions and there are no right or wrong opinions.
Although that like almost like single camera scene of them going through the town as like they're trying to get to like the spaceship before it blows up, that was really well done. Like
that was some great camera work there.
Yeah,
the framing on that was excellent.
Yeah, that was actually really good. It really gives you the feeling of like being like crammed in like this city is like panic and shit's going down.
Yeah, that was excellent cinematography right there.
The other thing is I feel like this, if I were to give like any other complaints, I really think this show tried way too hard at trying to bury the lead of who was behind the TVA. Like, because for a while there, I legitimately thought it was just going to be another Loki.
Same. I remember your leading theory for a while was that Mobius was a Loki.
Yeah.
Which I was actually kind of starting to get convinced of at one point.
Yeah, especially because like that whole beginning part where he was talking to Loki, like almost like a therapy thing. I almost expected it was going to be revealed he was a Loki, and that was why he was... But then we get the revelation that all the TVA members are actually variants, that the Timekeepers didn't create them like the show said. And to be honest, I still like that, too, because I actually like that all these people...
That was interesting,
yeah,
at least.
Like, the fact that Sylvie went into their minds and unlocked all these memories that they had, and I'm like, that's really dark, that, like, the Timekeepers basically erase these people's memories and make them, like, their slaves. Although my one theory was proven, that this was all bullshit done by Kang the Conqueror. It just wasn't how I thought it was, which I actually give credit. I actually like the way this explains how Kang came to be. It's not that Kang was running the timeline. It's that he's one of the many versions of He Who Remains, which actually is kind of accurate to the comics.
It's actually Miss Minutes the entire time. That's what we're going to get revealed to be.
No, if Miss Minutes is fucking Kang the Conqueror, I ain't even going to be mad. I'm
just gonna be like, it makes too much fucking sense. It was right in front of me the whole time.
I also kind of find it hilarious how much like Miss Minutes is in like all the advertising and shit. And she's really only in this for like maybe 5 minutes.
I appreciate that, like, because the meme group we're in.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Miss Minute killing jokes are funny as fuck.
God,
where
yeah.
It's the jump scare from the last episode.
Hey,
like,
y'all.
I showed him a video where they took the scene from The Shining where Jack Nicholson puts his face up and goes, "Here's Johnny."
Yeah.
But they put that Miss Minute scene
apparently,
over it.
Apparently, that's
hilarious.
actually like a Kubrick technique that he invented, where like people like come in like that, which I'm a person who likes a lot of Kubrick films, or Kubrick as
It scared the shit out of me when it came up.
For me, I guess it didn't. But to be fair, I was also watching this early in the morning eating my breakfast, so I was just kind of like, oh, hey, there's minutes.
I was in the break room at work and I jumped about 2 feet out of my fucking chair. I
will admit that I will admit her talking at the end there, that was really creepy, especially because like for most of the time you see her, she's honestly kind of harmless, kind of cute too. Like not like the people that want to fuck her cute. Like I've seen that shit, man. I mean, I get it. Voiced by Tara Strong, and Tara Strong is a good-looking woman too. So yeah, I trust me. We've all seen the Arkham Asylum or Arkham City Harley, and thought about it.
Anyway,
but yeah, like that. I will admit, I honestly didn't expect her to be like working with He Who Remains. I should have, because like she's like the AI computer thing for
it's a cow, basically.
Yeah, but probably another reference to Kubrick. Then I really like that scene with the one who remains, like because like. There's
no giant fight at all, really.
At the same time, there's all this tension because you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Like the minute he comes out of that elevator, I was like,
I'm like, oh fuck me.
Who are you? And what the fuck are you gonna do? Like I actually give Sylvie and like Loki a lot of credit as they're like just like keeping their knives on him.
Well, especially like after the scene in the episode where they fought what they thought was the timekeepers, that were the robots.
Yeah,
we had so much tension leading up to that, and then like. Compare that to what Kang is, and it's just like, it was kind of like, okay, shit, if that's who you put in charge, what the fuck are you capable of? Yeah, especially when he constantly just warps out of the way. The fact that he does know, like, pretty much everything that's going to happen up to a point. Like, and to be fair, like, I couldn't hate him, because, like, he really was talking a lot of sense. Like, yeah, I couldn't either. I think I thought a lot of what he was saying. I'm like, I don't trust this at all. At the same time, I get why Loki's like, I just want to like think about it, because like, there's a lot to process here. Well, I even agree with Loki. It's like, yeah, we might kill him, and I don't agree with what he's done, but what if killing him unleashes something worse that we're not like prepared for? Which of course it is, because not only does killing him unleash all these variants of him, one of which is Kang the Conqueror, which we see at the end. And I love, once again, Feige just being like, oh, no, Kang's not going to show up. And no, that wasn't Feige. That was the actor. Oh, that was the actor? Yeah, that was the actor that did that. Oh, well, fair. But like, once again... That was the actor. Once again, I'm like, oh, really? Yet again, someone at Marvel saying, oh, no, this isn't going to happen. Which I'm still like, what have I been calling horse shit on for a while now? That Andrew Garfield interview where I'm like, he's too fucking defensive. Yeah, no, I'm like, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're in the movie. You're like, I don't believe you. You can't hide from me. It's why I'm so adamant that they're going to do something with Young Avengers, even though they say they're not doing Young Avengers, and putting all these fucking pieces in, like Kid Loki in this episode, or this show. Which also, that fucking whole episode with just all the fucking Loki variants. Listen, the best part of that episode was the Thanos chopper, and no one can tell me any different. No, that whole episode was probably my favorite. Of just all these fucking references. Yeah, all the references and all the fucking different Lokis. My favorite being like the Mad Max Loki in the background. I'm like, what the fuck did you go through? or the fact that probably the most beloved Loki. Yeah, even though he's an alligator, he's not a fucking crocodile. I mean, to be fair, Crocky just kind of rolls off the tongue better than like Ala Loki or Loki Gator. I keep finding all this art on Tumblr. There's one with like a Frigga, and it's human Frigga with alligator Loki. With like teaching him magic. And there's one that's like, you're adopted. Oh yeah, with like, Odin. No shit. With Odin. And I love that it shows that one was funny as alligator fuck. Loki with tears in his eyes. I'm like, how did you not fucking know? Yeah, you're a fucking alligator. That was funny as fuck. No, that during that fight scene that he and Kid Loki do the get help thing, and I'm like, oh no, not this shit. So the fact that like Kid Loki like says he killed Thor, and then we show the frog Thor in the glass trying to get the Mjolnir. I'm like, no, you did not kill you. You turned your Loki or your Thor into a fucking frog, and then put him in a jar. You made Throg, which I actually never thought I would ever see them do Throg. I know I never thought MCU would do a lot of things. I never thought they'd reference Throg, because
They didn't reference Red Wing. He's just a fucking drone.
Yeah, then, like I said, there were so many other references in the background.
Oh my
and
god,
stuff.
there was so much.
The one I had to tell you about was like, yeah, that boat, the USS Eldridge.
Oh, yeah,
that's the one that was supposedly involved in the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah. But no, that episode was just super fun, and I love seeing classic Loki, like him and like
that actor deserves some fucking props.
He was great, and especially that end scene where he's so powerful he was able to make an entire illusion of Asgard to trick Alioth, which I feel like Alioth is a reference to something, but I don't know what it is. And also really, really loved the design of the, like, pretty much just all the design work in general in this show. Like, I love the way, like, they show, like, the one who remains, like, little planet at the end of time. I loved Roxxon Mart, that mall they went to in the second episode during that apocalypse event. Like, the fact that we got to see all that Roxxon stuff, because they really don't, like, Roxxon is in the movies and stuff, but, like, they really don't, like, push a lot of Roxxon on you. So it's kind of nice to see, like, some reference to Roxxon.
Well, and someone pointed this out in the, I believe it's the finale. There's when we're getting the shot of the different planets with the sound bites playing over it.
Yeah.
Did you notice there's a spaceship in one shot that people are like, Fantastic Four reference?
I wouldn't be surprised. I think a lot of people think it's like a hint to Guardians Part 3. That's supposed to be like the ship that like
might be, but like it doesn't even look like
it doesn't.
The one
Yeah,
from
it doesn't
Guardians.
look like this. It doesn't look like it to me. I do wonder if that is supposed to be a reference to the Fantastic Four, because like, I mean,
because they're already clearly setting stuff up because
Yeah.
I mean like, Ursula Major is in
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Yeah,
So therefore
like,
mutants are there. So I'm like, okay, we're starting to get the ball rolling on this.
I mean, I've always argued that like what they're going to do with mutants is they're just going to explain that like they're popping up now because of radiation. Like, I mean, they've always been here, but they're becoming more prevalent due to the radiation of the snap.
Of course, they've always been here. Inhumans are here.
No, Inhumans have always been here because Marvel's like, well, we don't have the rights to use the X-Men, so we're gonna like do nothing with the X-Men for like a decade and try to push the Inhumans, despite the fact that no one really gives a shit about them except for Medusa, Black Bolt, and Miss Marvel. Oh, does she really count as an Inhuman? And I don't mean that like as
No.
I mean more like
in reference to that team, no.
No, like, well then yeah, she was an Inhuman, but like her popularity is so bigger than the Inhumans. It ain't even funny. Like, she's a character that's barely 10 years old, and she's more popular than them. And they were made by Jack fucking Kirby. Like, the man who invented, like, Darkseid and Thor. But enough about my rant about why I just don't give a shit about the Inhumans. I apologize. We're getting way off track.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if they bring up the Inhumans thing during Miss Marvel.
I mean,
And, like, because I don't think they've ever acknowledged, is that fucking show canon?
yeah, because here's my thing about that. I'm not saying I don't completely give a shit about Inhumans, because like, you can't not bring them up with Miss Marvel because
Yeah.
it's a plot point for her. At the same time, I don't understand why they thought doing a TV show on them would be that great of an idea when, like, after Guardians, you just do a movie about them. Like, especially because, like, you're going to have much better effects for them because, like, Medusa looked terrible in that show. Like,
You know why? That was when they were doing shows for
Yeah.
fucking everybody.
I think you mean they were doing shows for the cheap. Like,
I mean, like, they were doing everything. I mean, remember, that was at the same time
yeah.
Daredevil was out, Jessica Jones was out, Luke Cage was out, Punisher,
I mean, yeah, but
Iron Fist, Cloak and Dagger,
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Peggy.
But, like,
they
like-
were doing all those shows at that point. They weren't even thinking
No, I
about
know.
doing another
But
movie.
like you kind of proved my point there, because like all those other ones that worked better was because they didn't really have to like do effects like that you would like for characters that you really expect effects for. Like with Daredevil, you just put some asshole in a Daredevil costume and he fights like ninjas and shit. Luke Cage, same thing.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did have Inhumans in it, though.
I mean, yeah, but they pick like the ones that like Quake, that you don't really have to do much for. Hell, they did Ghost Rider for like a season.
Cloak and Dagger, which no one remembers that show. I need to buy
forgot-
that so we can just watch that and review that.
I honestly forgot. Like, I knew they were going to do it, but I totally forgot that they made it. I didn't even remember when it came out. Like, because nobody talked about it.
One of these days, we'll review the MCU TV shows.
I mean, we are reviewing one right now. But then
Yeah. Well, no, like the OG, the Netflix
no, I know.
ones.
I know.
And the fluctuation of is that shit canon?
Yeah. I feel like Daredevil will be, just because, like, I know everybody loves Charlie Cox, so I feel like they're gonna just bring him in anyways if they ever do a Daredevil movie, or bring him in, because, like, I give Disney credit, they are really good at bringing back actors for things that, like, but anyway, let's get back to talking about Loki. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Honestly, we really covered what my real complaints about it were, because my really my only complaints were just the beginning was really slow.
Yeah, I think definitely the show
felt clunky to me.
Like, because, like, and I kind of get why, because we had to get, like, 2012 Loki to a point like he was in, like, Endgame, or like Infinity War, where he died. But, like, yeah, so they had to get him there, and even then, like, it still took him forever to get, like, there. And then, like I said, as much as I like Sylvie, I feel like she kind of stole the show from him, which is kind of sad in a way. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked her, but like the fact that, like, it's her that kills the one above all.
But she's a Loki, so it counts.
I mean, I'm not saying it don't count.
No,
It's just,
I get what you're saying. I'm just
because, like,
playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, yeah, like, and she shows up again, I'm probably gonna love her anyways, because I did love her. She was great. I know you love Sylvie a lot.
Can I get some more of these strong, independent female characters?
Well, we forgot to mention the worst thing about the show. Not once did Owen Wilson utter, "Wow."
No, listen, the worst was this man. Get this man
a jet ski. If season 2 does not end with Mobius and a jet ski,
I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I'm gonna stop watching. Like, I'm not gonna go
canceling my Disney Plus subscription.
We're not.
What is the reason why? No fucking jet ski from Mobius.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The only TV shows we're gonna be reviewing are The Boys and Invincible now. And whatever.
If I can get you to sit down and watch all The Boys, I would love to review that.
All right. I know I should, but, like, it's just, given who wrote The Boys,
I know, but, like, I was apprehensive about it until I started watching it.
And to be fair, what clips you show me,
it looks pretty good.
I get why now people like it. It's just that, and, like, I'm kind of, like, we've had so many shows where we've had, like, an evil Superman allegory. It's kind of worn me the fuck out.
No, I don't blame you. No.
But anyway, the other thing I thought was kind of, I'm not really sure how to feel about it, is the fact that the judge character did not get her comeuppance, despite doing.
Well, I feel like that's gonna happen in season 2.
I do feel like that probably will happen in season 2. It was kind of interesting that she left to find free will, but, like, the fact that, like, she is so obsessed with, like, pruning and constantly following the timekeepers, even after, like, all the, like, despite the fact she knew so much about, like, 'cause she clearly knew more than she let on. And it just, like, I think the biggest thing that upset me was that Sylvie didn't, like, make her get her memories back. Like, force her to, like, have, like, get back what she lost. Just because I was actually really expecting, like, that she was going to get pruned and she's going to be like, little parting gift before you go. And then, like, she was going to, like, mine, like...
I'm calling it right now. She's had her memories the entire time.
I actually would not be surprised if she's had her memories the entire time, just because she was so, like, probably the one who remains was just like, nah, man, I need you. But, final thoughts.
Like I said, great show. I recommend it. Yeah. I enjoyed it, even with the clunky start. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other two, but still pretty damn solid and enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you like Tom Hiddleston, you'll love this. I will admit, everyone's always like, oh, this is just like Doctor Who. I'm like, I mean, I've watched Doctor Who. I kind of expected, we were time traveling.
It can't be Doctor Who, because I wouldn't have watched it then.
Thank you.
I know.
But, like, I will admit what I got was good. I think I think I had a few expectations of what this show was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, oh, we're going to like get a this is basically just prologue to in the multiverse of madness. And I was just like,
which, by the way, everybody, please pray for Doctor Strange.
No,
this motherfucker gonna be stressed.
Oh my god, this poor fucker. Just because he's the Sorcerer Supreme, he's got to deal with like all this multiverse shit. Wanda having depression.
Can I get a photo man up of Shake dressed up as Strange,
like
going, I'm 30 or 40 years old and I don't need this.
To say nothing of all the Spider-Men being like, oh my god, my guilt complex. Like, which I'm a Spider-Man guy.
Where's that Eddie Murphy meme of him with the cigarette? That's gonna be Doctor Strange. Can't deal with this shit.
Poor Bendy Cucumber Pants is gonna be really fucking busy that movie. Like, oh my god. Eventually it's gonna just be like, he's gonna be like, nah, I've had enough of this shit. I'm calling someone else. Yeah, hi, Reed. You won't believe the shit I'm going through right now.
You won't believe this horse shit.
You won't believe this horse shit. I'm gonna need you, Sue, Johnny, and Ben.
What do you mean you're in the negative zone?
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
That's gonna be the worst part about the Fantastic.
Well, come the fuck out of it. Wait a minute, you telling me you've been flying around trying to get a signal?
Oh god, you must smell like burnt rubbery tire. What do you mean there's an evil version of you called the Maker?
I really hope someone out there understands that reference.
Yeah,
if you do, you are a king.
I certainly understand. But to be fair, I've watched Robot Chicken. Oh. But no, could you imagine? Like, I just realized that's going to be the worst thing when we get the Fantastic Four in this. Is every time some bullshit happens, they're going to be in that fucking negative zone. Every fucking time. I'm going to be like, where the fuck are you? Galactus has showed up again. Where the fuck are you?
Galactus shows up, reading the negative zone. Yeah, I got time. I got time. But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this.
Yeah.
Like I said, final thoughts. I recommend it. I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other two.
I it's definitely a lot different than what I had expectations for of it, but on the whole, I really did enjoy it. Like, Tom Hiddleston's great in it. Lady who played Sylvie's really great in it. Like, Owen Wilson is a fucking treasure in this whole fucking show. Ka-chow. The fact that he rescued all of them by helping Buzz and Woody get out of Pizza Planet in the Pizza Planet car was great. Like, that's all I could think of when he was in that pizza.
I wasn't the only one.
I was like, oh, good. He's going to help Buzz and Woody get back to Andy. But anyway, guys.
I'll tell you after the video. I got a joke for that.
It's on Disney Plus right now. Go watch it. Next show we have coming up is Marvel's What If, which I'm really looking forward to that because I just love that it's going to be like a whole animated show where we're getting like Marvel zombies and shit.
Yeah.
So
and tune in next time for
the rest of the month of America's Ass.
Starting with Captain America: The First Avenger.
No. It's going to be the Red Brown one first. Or are we expecting this to come out after the Red Brown?
Well, with what we're filming, motherfucker.
Never mind.
You did this to me.
Never mind.
Can you tell that we stack episodes?
I'm so sorry. You did this to me. I mean, to be fair, I think we've mentioned that before, so it's not like it's a big deal.
We mentioned it at the beginning of the episode.
So yeah, we did. Shit. We're so fucking professional. Half this episode's been us talking about bullshit.
Why must you fail me so often?
Half this episode just us talking about bullshit about the fucking MCU. Than it was Loki.
Anyway, guys, I'm Average Joe Squad.
I have a headache.
And as always,
we ask you.
Remember the ibuprofen?
And take care of America's ass.